Once upon a time, in a lush, green meadow, lived a little rabbit named Ruby. Ruby was known for her soft, white fur and long, floppy ears. She was a very curious rabbit, always hopping around, exploring the meadow and learning new things. But there was one thing Ruby loved more than anything else in the world: carrots. Ruby's home was just beside a big garden filled with the most delicious, crunchy carrots. She ate them every day, savoring their sweet taste and crisp texture. But one bright, sunny morning, Ruby woke up with an idea. What if there was a carrot even better than the ones in the garden? What if she could find the perfect carrot? Her little heart skipped a beat. Ruby had to find it. But where could it be? Ruby decided that she would go on an adventure to find the perfect carrot. She hopped out of her cozy burrow, her fluffy tail wagging with excitement. She was ready for her big journey. The search begins. Ruby started by hopping through the meadow. As she passed the tall grass and the colorful wildflowers, she felt the warm sunlight on her fur and smelled the fresh, crisp air. But after a while, Ruby realized she hadn't seen a single carrot. Not one. She sighed. Then, just ahead, she spotted a friendly squirrel named Sam, munching on a pile of acorns. Sam was always busy collecting acorns, so Ruby thought he might know where the best carrots were hidden. "Hey, Sam!" Ruby called, hopping over to her friend. "Hi, Ruby," Sam said, looking up from his pile of acorns. "What's up?" "I'm looking for the perfect carrot," Ruby said, her eyes sparkling. "Have you seen one around here?" Sam scratched his furry head. I've never seen a perfect carrot, but I did hear something about some magical carrots over in the far corner of the meadow, near the big oak tree. Maybe you should check there." Ruby's ears perked up. "Magical carrots? That sounds amazing. Thanks, Sam." Sam smiled and waved as Ruby hopped away, her heart racing with excitement. She couldn't wait to see these magical carrots. The oak tree. Ruby hopped and hopped, her legs working hard as she made her way to the far corner of the meadow. Along the way, she passed by a sparkling stream, its waters flowing gently over smooth rocks. She thought about stopping to drink, but she was too excited to waste any time. Finally, she arrived at the big oak tree. Its massive branches stretched wide, casting a cool shadow on the ground. Ruby looked around but didn't see any carrots. She was about to turn back when she noticed something strange. In the shade of the oak tree, there was a small patch of earth where the grass was especially green, almost as if it was glowing. Ruby carefully hopped over to the patch and began to dig with her tiny paws. After a few moments of digging, she felt something hard. She pulled it out and gasped. It was a bright orange carrot, but unlike any carrot she had ever seen before. It shimmered with a golden glow, as if it were sparkling in the sunlight. Ruby's eyes widened in wonder. "This must be one of the magical carrots Sam told me about," Ruby exclaimed. She bit into the carrot, expecting a taste like no other. But to her surprise, it tasted just like the carrots from her garden at home. Ruby blinked in confusion. It was good, yes, but not perfect. Maybe this isn't the perfect carrot after all, she thought. I wonder where I can find something even better. The wise owl. Ruby wasn't discouraged. She continued her search, hopping from one part of the meadow to another. After a while, she came upon a wise old owl perched on a branch of a tall tree. "Hello, Mr. Owl," Ruby called, looking up. The owl blinked slowly, his golden eyes gleaming in the sun. "Ah, Ruby, my dear. What brings you here today?" "I'm looking for the perfect carrot," Ruby said with excitement in her voice. "Do you know where I can find one?" The owl thought for a moment, his feathers ruffling in the breeze. Ah, the perfect carrot. It is not a simple thing to find, Ruby. The perfect carrot is not just about how it looks or how it tastes. You must look inside your heart to find it. Ruby frowned. But how do I do that? The owl smiled kindly. You must go to the highest hill in the meadow, where the sun shines the brightest. There, you will find something that is more than just a carrot. Ruby was puzzled but thanked the owl and began hopping toward the highest hill in the meadow. She wasn't sure what the owl meant, but she was eager to find out. The highest hill. The highest hill was a long way from the oak tree, but Ruby didn't mind. She loved exploring new places. The hill was steep, and as Ruby hopped higher and higher, she could feel the air growing warmer. She finally reached the top, and there, at the very peak, she found a patch of carrots growing in a circle. But these carrots were different. They weren't just bright orange like the others she had seen. These carrots were glowing softly, their green tops swaying gently in the breeze. They didn't look magical, but Ruby could feel something special about them. She picked one of the carrots and took a small nibble. The moment she tasted it, she felt a warm, happy feeling spread through her. It wasn't just the taste, although the carrot was sweet and crunchy, it was the way it made her feel. It made her feel at peace, like everything in the world was right. Ruby smiled and looked around at the other carrots. She realized that the perfect carrot wasn't just about how it tasted or looked. It was about what made her feel the happiest. Maybe the perfect carrot is the one that brings you joy, Ruby said to herself. Sharing the perfect carrot. Ruby felt a little tug at her heart. She remembered all the friends she had met along her journey, the squirrel, the owl, and even the magical carrots from the oak tree. She had a wonderful idea. Why keep this perfect carrot to herself when she could share it with everyone? Ruby carefully picked several carrots from the glowing patch and hopped back down the hill, excited to share her discovery with her friends. First, she visited Sam the squirrel. Sam, I found the perfect carrot. You've got to try it, she said, handing him a carrot. Sam tasted it and his eyes lit up. Wow, Ruby! This is amazing! It's the best carrot I've ever had. Next, Ruby went to the owl. Mr. Owl, I found the perfect carrot, she said, giving him one. The owl smiled. Ah, Ruby, you have discovered what many never do. The perfect carrot is not just about the taste, it's about the joy it brings to others. Ruby beamed with happiness. She had found the perfect carrot, and it wasn't just for her. It was meant to be shared. Home sweet home. As the sun began to set, Ruby returned home to her cozy burrow. She lay down in her soft nest of leaves, feeling content and happy. She had gone on an adventure, learned important lessons, and found the perfect carrot. And the best part? She could share it with all her friends. Ruby closed her eyes, smiling to herself. She knew that sometimes, the perfect things aren't always what we expect. Sometimes, they're the simple things that bring us joy and connect us with others. And with that, Ruby drifted off to sleep, dreaming of more adventures to come. The end.